Welcome to Because You Watched. I'm Hillary Ann Matthews.
And I am Jacquis Neal.
Jacquis, tell me, what have you been watching?
You know what, Hillary? I've been watching some shit.
Go on.
Some shit. You know Superman is coming out, the movie.
Barely do I know it, but I do technically know it.
You do know it. So because of that, HBO Max has actually released so many Supermans.
Oh, they've got like a category
they have
where
like
it
a
says,
category with all the movies, all the animated Superman movies and things that have like been released throughout time. And so one of them actually caught my eye, and it was Superman Red Son. Son spelled S-O-N, which is about what if Clark Kent, instead of being, or Kal-El, whatever you want to, for the nerds, what if that thing didn't drop in the United States, like it was written, but dropped in Russia in the Soviet Union during the Cold War.
That's a kooky premise.
It's a very kooky premise. So Superman basically grew up to be a propagandist for the state of Russia and the Soviet Union. And so first, this television show spans almost 4 decades. It almost goes to the 90s.
Cool.
And like, even though you may not know much about Superman, you know like a few things. You know Superman stands for truth, justice, the American way.
Yes.
It's America's golden boy. And the top villain, if you maybe have heard this name, Lex Luthor.
Yes.
It's the top villain. And Lois Lane.
She's a reporter.
She's a reporter who loves Superman.
Loves him. Wait, she loves Superman.
She loves Superman.
And Clark Kent is her coworker?
And Clark Kent is her coworker.
Does she love Clark Kent?
Planet. Usually not. Until she finds out he's Superman, then she loves him.
Rough.
Rough for Clark Kent.
Yeah, she's not there for the struggle. She's just
only there for the glory.
Yeah, for the glory.
She's only there for the glory. So in this, he is a part of Russia during the Stalin era, and he is a propagandist for Russia, basically, and the war, and America is scared of him and hates him. And during all of this, he comes to America to, Lex Luthor hatches a plan while he's dating Lois Lane, which is something that is not normally. I don't want to give too much away because there are some, but he's dating Lois Lane, and Superman saves America from something, and then finds out that like Stalin is a bad man, stops him, and then becomes the leader of Russia, basically.
Wow.
And in his quest to make the world a better place, basically becomes a dictator, like also in Russia. Meanwhile, in America, because it's the war, they find a way to create their own Superman, who is the villain and evil kind of, and gets his ass whooped. And like,
wait, is it Lex Luthor?
It's not. Lex Luthor figures out how to create a Superman.
Okay.
With
like a
some of Superman's
Frankenstein?
DNA, almost like a Frankenstein.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. He's very strong, but he's very dumb.
Kind of. Yeah. And like, it was just so interesting because like throughout this movie, it's like Superman is a bad guy. He's like a bad guy, which is so funny to me because it's like, if Superman lands anywhere else but America, he's a bad guy. But it kind of flips on his head the power that Superman could have.
Yeah.
When one man decides like, I know what's right, and he has that power, right? What happens?
It brings up the question of nature versus nurture that we all experience.
You know, if you're, I don't know what context for the regular Is it he was born in America, so he was better?
Well, and by the way, that is propaganda.
That is propaganda.
That is propaganda, by the way.
That is 100% propaganda. Because also, if a real Superman came to America, he would probably do what that Superman did in the cartoon, which is become a dictator.
Yeah. So it's all illustrated.
It's all animated, yeah. It's all animated.
Oh, sorry, animated. And
illustrated is correct.
We're talking about a picture book, right?
It came out in 2000, and it just dropped. Well, I don't know if it was on before, but it's new to HBO Max now because Superman is coming out, so they want all their content
that's so interesting because, of course, I don't know. It's interesting to think about our current context for Russia and
Right.
the 2000 context for Russia. But
a little
kinda
different.
like, it's like a little different,
but
but it's
not
like
much.
basically the same.
It's basically the same. Yeah.
Maybe it's actually our understanding of ourselves that's more different.
Maybe. And really, after 2020, didn't we all change? Just a little bit.
Yeah, look into the camera.
Didn't we all change? just a little bit.
The movie that you're referring to is based on a 2003 graphic novel.
Oh, so the movie is based on the
it's a
2003.
movie.
It's a movie. Yes, it is a movie.
So weirdly, I do see some similarities between what you've been watching and what I've been watching.
Hit me.
Okay, I am in my doc pocket, as they say.
That's what they
Since
all
right
say.
now, yeah. And that means that I watched all of The Trial of Karen Reed and then all of Sherry Papini. I don't remember what that's called.
Yeah. Who are both of these people?
Okay. Sherry Papini and Karen Reed are both white women who have been accused of crimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you know they did it.
So, okay. So, like, basically, yes, that's how you sit down to watch these things.
Okay.
You're like, you guys both did this.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And maybe if you watched
I might change my mind.
well, what I was gonna say was like beat by beat, you might be like, no, and you'd end and you'd be like, you guys clearly both did this.
Okay.
So Sherry Papini was accused of faking her own kidnapping, like Gone Girling herself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And that was a good movie.
It was a great movie.
It was a good movie.
And
so somebody did that in real life. That's compelling.
It is compelling. And I had listened to a podcast several years ago that was about, her faking her own kidnapping.
Which, should that be a crime? I guess if you frame somebody for it, that's the crime.
Well, there's also, if you frame somebody for it, totally. It's also a lot of resources, a lot of taxpayer money, and a lot of,
true.
yeah. It's also just like if we were all allowed to do that, to fake our own kidnapping whenever we like needed a little bit of attention,
Yeah.
our
Or a
society
break.
would be run amok.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
or
true.
a break. Yeah, okay. Valid.
Whatever happened to Jacquis? You know he got kidnapped.
Yeah. He needed some self-care. So
He was found on a cruise
Yeah.
in the Bahamas.
A man abducted him and placed him on a cruise to the Bahamas. What the doc reveals is that she was potentially, who might have been her co-conspirator in her own fake kidnapping, was actually maybe her abusive ex-boyfriend, who, while she was having a like text affair with him, she says that she did not consent to being kept in his house for 23
Wait.
days or whatever.
Her ex-boyfriend, who she was having a
Text
texting
affair with, yeah.
So they had never met. Oh, or she was with a boyfriend and she was having an affair with another person through text.
She was married with 2 children.
And her boyfriend was the person she was texting.
She also alleges that her husband was controlling and neglectful. Yeah.
Okay.
And she was having a text relationship with an ex-boyfriend. Yeah, like, but people who were part of the FBI being like, the way that she was acting in the interrogation room, the way that other victims of trauma, people respond to trauma differently, but
Yeah.
this was odd. The trial of Karen Reed is interesting because this is a woman in Massachusetts.
Oh.
She was dating a man.
Guilty.
Next. She was dating a cop.
Okay.
And they were drinking one night at a bar with a bunch of people, including other cops. And then there was an after party. And they went to the after party. And he gets out of the car. Her cop boyfriend gets out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's snowing. There's a blizzard. And so she sees him go into the house, she says.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't call her. He doesn't come out and get her. She then leaves. She's furious. She's so annoying. She leaves furious voicemails on his voicemail. I was like, answering machine? Nope. No.
We should call them answering machines again.
Yeah. And she's being like, John, like, fuck you, John. Like, you're disgusting. You're a pedophile. Like, you're so disrespectful, John. And then she goes home. She passes out on the couch. She says because she was waiting for him to walk in. He never walks in. She wakes up at like 5 a.m. and she starts freaking out. She starts calling some people, and they say that she's going, oh my God, I hit him. Like, did I hit him? And his body is found in the early hours of the morning underneath a layer of snow. There's like a cocktail glass. There's all of this evidence that comes in, like a cracked tail light on her Lexus, like shards of red tail light around his body. But why didn't they find, whatever.
Yeah.
Her defense says there's a cover-up going on, and Karen Reed was having a textual relationship with another cop. They were kind of flirting. That's the motive that this cop had. There was a dog who got rehomed. One of the cops threw his cell phone into a dumpster on a military base, like after the crime happened. And so it's a real, I don't think that it's as conspiratorial as her defense is making it out to be.
Yeah.
I don't. But I also don't think that it was like something that she did.
And they made a whole show.
Yeah. I have my opinions.
What was your favorite of the two? Oof. What was your favorite case of the two?
I think it was the trial of Karen Reed.
The trial, because it was in snow.
Because it was the snow. I think it was also like a little bit less viscerally horrifying because of the idea of being kidnapped and held against your will, and it's
even if you fake it, it's still it's crazy.
But I also don't say that trying to dismiss the emotions of everyone who lost a loved one in
and buried under snow. Let me tell you, man, I grew up in Chicago. If you kill me and you bury me under snow, I'm haunting your ass.
Okay,
that's cold as hell. Don't you get
all right, it's a deal. It's a deal.
I'm haunting you. Bury me in the dirt.
Okay. I'm going to take you up on that. So, continuing my time in my doc pocket.
Yes.
The season 2 of Netflix's America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, is out on June 18th. Are you a fan?
No. But
I
should watch it.
Oh my gosh, it's thrilling television.
Yeah.
Those women work hard and are uncompensated.
Yeah, and they're like popular. They like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are like the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
That made cheerleaders popular.
Absolutely iconic.
Cheerleaders. Is that how it starts?
Oh my! So you have watched.
Cheerleaders formation. I have watched. I just don't tell anybody.
Wow, because that's exactly what they say. What are you excited for?
I'm excited for two things. One is coming out in a very long time, but let's talk about something that's coming out soon. Okay. Squid Games Part 3.
Nice.
I've said that.
Nice.
On Netflix, June 27th. I hope this is the end.
Oh, why is that?
Because like, I do think shows should end.
Yeah.
I don't think we should keep shows going all the time just because they're successful.
Yeah.
And
very un-American of you.
I know. Very un-American of me. I was watching the second season with the mindset that this is part 2 and the next one ain't coming out for like 2-3 years, like how shows do. And
instead they pulled a Wicked on you.
And so like the show just throughout the season like felt so incomplete. Like by like episode 4 or 5, I was like, when are we getting to the fucking games? Like
interesting.
And then when it ended, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then I found out, season 3 is coming out in like, a few months. That makes so much more sense.
Wow. Also, by the way, like I have no concept of the passage of time anymore. At all. Okay.
I have a question for you real quick. I know you have feelings about Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. Would you like to remind me?
Yes, I'll delicately remind you. I watched season 1.
Yes.
I loved it. Mm-hmm. And I left a wedding early to go finish it. Really invested.
You really loved it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I watched season 2. Mm-hmm. Did not care for it.
Did not care for it.
Did not care for it.
Okay.
And have not watched anything since.
Gotcha. Season 3 I enjoyed.
Picked
It
back
started
up.
to pick back up. Season 4 was great.
Okay, that's what happened with Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
It was like season 1, I remember being so good. I think season 3 was like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
it got very melodramatic, and then it picked back
And
up.
so season 5 wraps it all up. The kids are now 42 years old. And
Wait, is that real?
they might as well be. They were like 11 when the show started, and they're in their
Yeah.
mid fucking 20s now.
Yeah. Okay.
Like all the villains gonna
I
be
think
like.
Millie Bobby Brown got married.
She
and
is.
She was literally 11.
She was a child when
Yeah.
is wild. So there are going to be 8 episodes, but they're splitting them up into 3 release dates.
Okay.
The first 4 episodes come out November 26th, Thanksgiving time.
Okay.
The next 3 episodes come out December 25th, Christmas time. And then the finale comes out New Year's Eve.
We see what they're doing.
Yeah.
They are
Holiday time,
trying
people
to
are...
harness. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm-
I don't love it.
No.
Just like, first of all, if you gonna create the binge model, if you don't drop all these hoes,
Yeah.
like, drop these motherfucking episodes.
Yeah.
So, like, you already got them. Like, let me watch them.
It's also like, hey, maybe stop hunting us like eyeball prey. Maybe
Yeah.
just let us have
us
a nice
decide.
dinner talking to our family members.
That too.
I will say I actually do like the New Year's Eve one, because I think that New Year's Eve is such a weird holiday and there's like pressure to party, and I think
Yeah.
that like offering people an alternative where it's an event but it's an event inside doing a group watch is nice.
Fine, Hillary, call me old.
Okay.
I'm too old to go out and party. I need to be
Okay.
in there.
So maybe if they release them on the first. Okay, I like what they're doing there. I like what they're doing there.
We've come around.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Guys, I'm back.
Jon
If you remember me,
Stern.
producer Jon Stern.
Johnny
The
Stern.
return of Stern.
I'm here because you guys
The
seem
return of the Stern.
like you were kind of lonely
Yeah.
doing the first segment, just the two of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a game for us, a quiz. Now, you know that I like coming up with the names of TV shows that don't really exist.
Yes.
And trying to figure out what they would be about.
Yeah.
So I have some names here. I am going to say the name, and you guys together as a team try and figure out what you would make this show about, and then I'll tell you what my answer is.
Oh.
All right. Just for kicks.
Oh,
Just for
Just
just for
kicks.
kicks. So kicks. Okay.
Kicks.
So I think probably like soccer team is where my head goes immediately. Okay.
Can I throw a crazy?
Please.
A crazy. Now, I don't know how he spelled kicks.
Yeah.
But maybe he spelled it Kix.
I honestly just had that thought.
And it's about cereal.
Yeah. Okay.
It's about like just for kicks, and it's a story about a kid who wants to find the last box of kicks.
Okay. Let's combine them.
Let's combine
and
them.
say that it's about a soccer team, a children's soccer team, who they create a new cereal, and they are now children soccer team businessmen.
I love this. And then at the last line of the movie, it's gonna they won the championship, and it's gonna pan over to like the mom, one of the main kid who's played by Billy Bob. No, not Billy Bob Thornton. What's the girl from Stranger Things? Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bob Thornton.
Millie Bob Thornton.
Millie Bob Thornton.
Recent bride, Millie Bob
Yes.
Thornton.
and she's gonna say, "Kids tested, mothers approved."
That's the best TV titles have two meanings.
Yeah.
That's all, we know that about your theory, so we know that that's frequently on your list.
Like Arrested Development, that's why that's such a great title. It has like
Yes.
6 meanings.
Yeah.
All right, but no, the real answer is Just for Kicks is on a whim. A man sues the Rockettes for sex discrimination because they didn't hire him, and now he joins them as a dancer. They're forced to hire him as a dancer.
So we were close.
We were so close.
We were so close.
I would watch that. I would absolutely watch that.
I love that, and I love that because they kick. It's called Just for
Just
Kicks.
for kicks, yeah.
All right, here's one off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Okay, so this could be somebody who like got arrested and then wasn't, or
And this feels like a TV show. Or
Yeah, yeah.
off the cuff. So yeah, he got arrested and now he's not. You
Yeah.
said? Yes.
or a tailor, like a suit tailor.
Ooh. Sue Taylor gets arrested.
Yeah, suit tailor gets arrested and talks his way out of it, convinces them to let him go by making bespoke suit for the head of police,
Okay.
Or maybe designer police uniforms.
or maybe design the police uniform.
I think this man is played by Jason Statham.
Okay.
Well, you can't go wrong.
And you know, like he always is like odd job persons, like a beekeeper or the working man.
Yeah.
And so like all of that is true, and he's making these suits, but then like he also like has to whoop ass at some point to like get the suit to, who did you say? The president?
I said the president.
The
I was like,
president.
yeah.
So you guys are close.
We're close.
It's about a tailor.
Okay.
This is something you guys should appreciate. It's about a tailor who at night joins an improv group, and the improv group
Oh my
starts
gosh, because-
improvising tailor off the cuff.
That was also like as you were casting Jason Statham, I was like, oh right, off the cuff, like what it actually means, you know. So okay, so that was the improvisational nature of it.
Yeah. I'll never watch it.
Let's see how you do with this one. I'll give you a hint. This is a procedural
Okay.
case study.
A procedural.
Case study.
Procedural.
Study.
Okay, this is a detective who
Yes.
solves crimes by looking at people's suitcases.
That's good. I hadn't thought of that. I mean, it's not right, but
Well, let's tweak it then. Let's tweak it. So he solves crimes by looking at people's suit. But he can do more than that. He can touch you, and he can like see inside of like things that are closed.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Kind of like
s-
X-ray vision.
He has like X-ray, like empathetic, not or
mind reading powers.
mind reading, or when you, yeah, sure,
Okay.
yes,
All right. It's about a man named Brandon Case. So already you got a double meaning right away.
Already.
Meaning right away. I was gonna say that.
He's a disgraced private investigator, and he's forced to give up his license and find a new career. So he goes back to college to get a new degree.
Of course.
But he ends up embroiled in a murder mystery on campus.
Damn.
After he solves it, he opens up his own on-campus private investigation firm called Just in Case.
Just in case.
So
I
Case
love
Study is the name of the show. Just in Case is the name of his firm.
His firm.
And you know what? Sorry, his name is no longer Brandon Case. It's Just in Case.
Just
Oh
in case.
my
Triple
gosh.
meaning.
We were
Triple
kind of
meaning.
close. Detectives, cases.
Yeah, the study. I should have known. It's hard because when guessing a Stern log line, like you never know if it's going to be. We should remember that for the future. That like a word in the title could just
Could be a
simply
name.
be a name of the person. in
So,
the
for
thing.
example,
know,
this one.
I'm not gonna lie. This entire time, I've just been saying, "Let's just make the craziest fucking movie that week," and I forgot that we were supposed to be trying to like guess
Guess
what.
Crazy still counts. I mean, if you ever watch TV, it's crazy.
I know you like Hillary is probably like, "Why are you adding these insane things?"
Well, but it's also because we're never gonna guess. We're never gonna be inside the mind of Stern. Like,
I think
we're
you're
never-
getting close, though. All right, I'll
we
give you a
go.
hint. This one, part of the title is a name.
Okay,
Grace period.
grace
Well,
period.
Okay.
So-
So this stars Period Smith.
Damn it, that was you got me. You got me. Period was the name.
Was it
Period.
really?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh!
So-
I
and the
was
character
fully kidding.
period, Eleanor period, is very graceful.
Oh, okay.
All
she's
right, so I
graceful.
gave that one away.
You gave that
well, you
one
got
away.
it. You
You
guessed
got
it.
it. There you
Okay,
go.
I have one more for you.
Yes.
Wait, what's the rest of that one?
I don't know. I haven't
That's
figured
it.
it
She's
out
very
yet.
graceful.
I just had the name.
She's
Love it.
graceful.
Okay,
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Land ho.
Land ho.
Land ho.
I
Okay.
know about this one, so I can't guess.
Okay.
You know about this
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Because you saw? Okay.
Okay, you're
So
right.
Land Ho is about a man on a boat who like crashes at sea and crashes onto an island, and he becomes a sex worker. He becomes a sex worker.
Now you're on the right track.
Yeah, he becomes a sex worker, and he opens up like a sex working like office, and he becomes like a pimp.
You know what? I will accept that as the right answer.
Okay, all right.
My right answer, which is a version of that, is a sitcom about pirates and the prostitutes waiting for them on shore.
I'll take it.
You did it.
Yeah.
Great work. So I know the next segment is about
Land
things
ho.
that you recommend to look from the vault. I also know that Squid Game is coming out soon.
Yes, it is.
So here is if you like Squid Game, you might also like
Tell us.
Alice in Borderland.
Oh, I have heard of
It's
this.
a 2-season show from Japan. It's very much like Squid Game. That's how I'll pitch it.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of people wake up in Tokyo, and suddenly Tokyo is a wasteland, and they're put through all of these games where you might die, and people start dying. The difference between it and Squid Game is all the players are very attractive, and a lot of them wear bikini tops.
Wow, bikini tops. Not the bottoms, just the tops.
Just the tops.
That's right. That's right.
They are Winnie the
Alice
Pooh
in
and-
Borderland on Netflix.
All right. You know, Hillary, are you a fan of Chad Michael Murray?
How did I know you were going to say that? You had a glint in your eye that said,
just had
I
it.
am going to ask you the question.
Were you a fan at any point?
I think I probably watched the first season of One Tree Hill when it was on in like 2005 or something.
Yes, which, right around that time.
Since my only conception of him is what I see in Us Weekly. So
Oh, he's still being Us Weekly?
yeah, and I know that he and Sophia Bush were married. They
were. During that time.
During that time, she doesn't have very sunny memories of that relationship.
Well, but like it made me think of him because Freaky Friday, the sequel is coming out in a couple
wow.
months. Freakier Friday.
Is he in that?
He is back in it because he
Nice.
was in the original.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like consistency.
Yes, and it made me think of One Tree Hill, which is currently all 7 seasons on Hulu. Here's what I'll say about One Tree Hill. First 4 seasons of One Tree Hill are great. It is basketball drama, Dan, Scott, like the drama, all the characters, like it's just.
It's got Dan. It's got Scott.
It's got Dan.
Can you
It's got
believe
Scott.
that?
It has like the Sophia Bushes, the Paytons. It was every bit of like teen drama that you would love. And then as a sports fan myself, the basketball element was there. Then season 5, they skip college, so it's a 4-year jump. And they're in the real world now.
No
and Chad
way.
Michael Murray and her name escapes me, but the woman who plays Hillary Burton, the woman who plays Peyton, eventually get married and they leave the show. And then the next 2 seasons are ass. Like season 5 is not the best, but it is it has some fun little moments and whatever. And then the last 2 seasons are absolute a steaming pile. But like
Wow.
the first 4 are great.
That makes me want to watch those last 2 seasons.
They are
Isn't that
so
crazy?
fucking bad.
Yeah.
I have tried to watch season 6 and 7 of One Tree Hill so many times.
Wow.
And I can never get through it.
Wow, you've never gotten through it.
I've never gotten through it.
Wow. I want to pry your eyes open and make you watch it.
One of my favorite fucking moments of all time on television is in One Tree Hill. Dan Scott, who is the villain of the show, he's the dad of the 2 brothers, Chad Michael Murray and the other cat who plays Nathan. Like I think in season 5 or something like that, he needs a heart transplant.
Okay.
This is so crazy, and he's gonna die if he doesn't get the heart transplant. And like they finally find it. They finally find it, and they're rushing the heart in. It's like he's happy. He's like, I finally got my heart. Like it's here. I'm gonna have a second chance at life. And the dude who's carrying the heart like slips and falls, and the heart comes out of the little like cooler case that is in. And then the camera pans over to a golden retriever who jumps up, runs off, grabs the heart, and runs off and eats it. And it is the craziest fucking moment on television that I've ever watched in my entire goddamn life.
First of all, I've seen this
You've
as
seen
a clip
this.
on social media.
Yes, it is insane.
Second of all, why is there a golden retriever in a hospital?
I have no fucking idea.
Third of all,
No idea.
why wasn't it enough just to have the heart fall, be contaminated, be like whatever, like medical reason?
The fact that the dog scooped it up and like happily ran off with it to go eat it is the exact insane silliness that One Tree Hill is known for. And it was like
Nobody was like, hey, spit that out.
and they treated it like it was a dramatic moment.
And is there any follow up with the dog? Like, is like no,
you
we
never
don't know
see
who
the dog again.
is.
You don't know why that dog is there. He just happens to be, and he gets up and like runs to it, scoops it up in his mouth, and runs off. And that's the
feel
last you see that heart.
Like, do you think it was like a network note?
I was like, hey, listen, I know like you guys dropped the heart, but like we need a dog to eat it.
Yeah, we need
some
something
more
more
drama.
explicit. Yeah.
We need drama. Like just dropping the heart is not dramatic enough. And then they start brainstorming. Okay, what if somebody spills like coffee on it? I'm saying, no, you can rinse that off. You can rinse that. All right, what if you know, the heart collapsed? Now you can pump that heart back up. We need a dog to eat that heart.
None of those things. You can't pump the heart back up if it collapses.
No, on TV you
I don't
can.
think you could just rinse off a heart.
On TV you can, but on TV you can't get a dog to regurgitate a heart.
Oh my God. It's gross. What's in my vault is far less upsetting.
Yes.
Far less viscerally upsetting. It is, of course, kind of a soul sister to something I've brought up in the past, which was the movie All I Want to Do, which was a 2000s movie about a girls' boarding school.
Do they play the song All I Wanna Do
No,
is Have Some Fun?
but-
Did they not play that?
No, because it
Damn.
takes place in the 60s, so the song...
Oh, so the song was not out yet.
Would have been anachronistic, but I think that it's in reference to that, kind of, if not specifically culturally. Although what she wants to do is have sex. Whatever, we've talked about this before. I'm here today to talk about Now and Then. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
It is
Yeah.
a classic summertime watch.
Okay.
It is, like the first time I saw it, I was probably 6 maybe. I don't think my parents would have let me watch it. My sister and I watched it at our friend's house.
Who's in it?
Who's in it? Christina Ricci,
Yeah.
Gabby Hoffman.
That's a cast worth watching.
It really was fantastic. I want to say Demi Moore. Is that crazy?
Yeah. Is that crazy?
Is that crazy? That's crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy, Hillary.
Yeah, Demi Moore.
Cool.
Yeah. Thora Birch, Melanie Griffith.
A true
Yeah,
superstar
really
of white women.
fantastic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Devin Sawa.
Oh, Final Destination.
Really?
Like,
Oh,
if
that's
I'm not
right.
mistaken, he was in the original. He was
Yeah.
in the first Final Destination. Yeah.
Janine Garofalo. In the magical summer of 1974, inseparable friends navigate the joys and pains of adolescence, confronting love, loss, and looming adulthood. The soundtrack is so great, so
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, and I think that as a kid, you were watching it and just being like, this is girlhood. You felt like you were watching yourself on TV.
Watch that after you watch the Dog Heart episode.
I would actually suggest reversing that. I'd say watch Now and Then and go, wow.
Season 5, episode 16, Dog Heart episode.
Thanks for listening to Because You Watched. Rate and review us and watch us on YouTube if you're so inclined. See you next time. Bye.